Hello and welcome back to the latest episode of Under the Arch podcast, brought to you by the guys and lady of Eightseven.
Yep.
My name is Clive, your host for today, and I'm joined with, on my left,
a.m.u.i.
Great, aka Young Mom.
There you go.
Big man.
Yes, sir.
Chiddy.
Kai, I don't know, can't think of any.
Kai, say your name.
Guess Kai Edwards. Come on, King Kai. Let's go, man.
King Kai, Beyblade, the whole
I
thing,
thought I was
bro.
gonna have an introduction, but
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give him an intro in a second.
Yeah, there you go. So it's Jas. I'm here.
Shaya.
What do I call myself now?
Oh, just go with the gimmick. Just go with the gimmick, mate.
So for those out there who don't understand, we had Daniel, who became Hollywood Dan, who almost became Savage Dan, but then obviously there is already a Savage Dan that's already established.
Yeah.
So
Don't
that
forget
couldn't
about
happen.
Uncle Dan. That was a
There was
thing.
Uncle Dan
Uncle Dan.
when he
Very
came
good
looking
apple.
very, very fresh, and now he's known as
Get some shades down now.
Just shades down.
Shades
I
Dan.
think it was a shadow man.
That actually works, but no.
you don't want that name.
No, you know what it is.
Shadow Man,
Yeah,
Shadow
let's
Dan.
go.
Shadow man's like a voodoo doctor.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want
He's
that.
the Shadow Man.
No.
Shadow Dan.
No.
Shadow man.
What? And then when the lights go off, what?
low.
Exactly.
I don't know. You tell us.
Oh my days.
Still fun, isn't it?
Oh my days. Wow. But yeah, as we mentioned, we are being joined today by our guest Kai Edwards.
No, we got two guests today, man.
Oh,
Shay is a guest.
Shay is a guest as well. Yes, yeah, there you go.
Respect on her name, fam.
But she's like fam though. Kai's like fam
the
as well.
people
But
don't know that.
fair shout. Now they know. There you go.
It's my first podcast. Why is my voice so high?
Chidi, let us introduce you.
There you go.
Right, Kai, you know the drill. Five words to describe yourself. Go.
Oh, I have to do this again.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, let's go.
Creative, friendly, determined, passionate,
Okay.
Come on now.
and
You can say humble. I'll let you off the hook this time.
humble.
There you go.
Thank you.
Nice and easy.
Shaya, I didn't get to ask you that question,
wow.
but yeah, go for it.
5 words as well. Do it. Equality.
There
And
you go.
Chidi, you're
Loving.
next.
Is Joy a character?
Yeah. Joyful.
Joyful. Thank
Joyful.
you very much. Joyful. Playful. Encouraging.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Kind-hearted.
Okay, thank
Kind-hearted.
There you go.
We've got a couple people that haven't been seen in a minute or manual.
Oh my God!
We'll reintroduce in a second, but Chidi, welcome officially.
Welcome, Chichi.
Officially.
Why is my voice so high?
That is a great question.
That's a very good.
No one in the room can help you with that one.
It's alright. You can be nervous.
It will go down.
It'll go down over time.
Deep
It'll go
breaths,
down.
deep
There you go.
breaths.
There you go.
Deep breaths,
There you
and smile.
Yeah.
Take
Find
time,
the
take
inner
time.
peace.
Slow wine.
Exactly.
Slow wine.
But yeah, 5 words to describe yourself.
5 words. Ooh, there I am. Okay. Weird.
And I get called.
That's
And I
good.
get in trouble for
That's
using the
good.
same term. Carry on.
Weird is a positive.
Exactly. Yeah. They take it
No,
positive.
this-
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, go on. That's one.
God-loving.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay.
Actually, that should have gone first. So, God-loving,
Yeah.
weird, lover of laughter.
Okay.
Is that a word?
You know what?
It is today.
There you go. It's a phrase. It's a phrase.
She said God loving. I just have to.
If I knew I could do that, that would be way easier.
Exactly.
Okay. Laughter fan, hyphenated, 1 word.
Okay.
How many have you? I
That's
think I said 2.
3. So 3. So 2 left.
3.
Okay.
Laughter.
Okay.
Vibes.
Finger.
But can we get
Two more.
2 more. Observant.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's true.
That
Yeah.
is true. She's been picking us
Too
apart.
much.
Yep.
Scary.
Like the FBI, but
Y'all
we're
saying
moving.
it like, wow!
Wow.
Wow!
You know the ones, innit? You know the ones.
There you go.
Wow.
That shuts it down.
See,
Okay.
when I was making jokes, I did it with my chest. You see, you tried to smooth it out. Kept the energy alive.
Close to the sound in it, so you can just like That mic.
There you go.
I wasn't even thinking
That's
that,
what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. One more.
One
Yeah.
more.
Might keep that in mind.
Need some help?
Wow.
You're
I have a word in my
nah,
head,
you're
but I feel
charismatic. We'll move. You're charismatic.
Yes, that's
No,
what
no,
that
no.
works.
What's
That
the word in your head? We want to hear it. Yes, yes. Release it. Oh, so I get Vim for not speaking, and now you can do the same.
Oh,
On the podcast. Yeah, we're going there.
Alright, can we just say that I was flames in Chile for a good hour, and I kept the same energy. See how we got on the podcast. I kept my honesty. I've been nice and sweet.
Oh,
I
my
was getting
days.
flames off camera whilst eating KFC, and now
I want to know what the word is. I want to know what the word is. The people want to know what the word is. The people have spoken.
Who are the people? Never met these people.
Hey, still.
You know what?
The people.
Now we
right
can
here.
we can do a thing. We can do a thing, folks. Those watching, figure out what the word is. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Or let us know on IG.
Yeah, write it down. I'll send you a message.
There you go. Until then, we're going with charismatic, and we're done. We're done. We're done.
Clive, please.
It wasn't even that loud. I'm just rolling my eyes because how are they gonna know?
They could guess.
But how will we?
Look into my eyes.
You know what?
Let's not. We're overthinking this. We're overthinking this. Let's get into it. We're overthinking this.
Alright,
Charismatic is the fifth word.
Clive, take us forward, please, bro.
Today's topic, Clive. Let's go.
You know what? So it's been an interesting time in TV land, I think.
Yes.
You know, because when this whole notion of streaming platforms became a thing, there was this whole movement of what they called cord cutting in the States, where it's like you're ditching your sort of Sky subscription and moving towards like picking the programming that you want to have. And the idea, in theory, was for it to be easier for us to decide what we want to watch rather than have to scroll through hundreds of channels, and also was going to save us money. Key point. Whereas on the other hand, as things have turned out, we're ending up spending a lot more money to get the same stuff we get now, and not necessarily with the same level of quality.
Interesting.
Nah. You need to break that one down still.
So basically to get the same experience you'd get on a Sky in terms of like if you think about Sky now, you got Sky Atlantic, you can get your good American shows, your HBO type shows and stuff. You can go on to you get your BBC stuff, the general, right? Whereas now Netflix, in terms of original content, they're number one. You got to buy them. Now because of the incoming Disney Plus
is coming.
you got to go there to get all the Disney stuff now, as opposed to having it on Netflix and other places.
Right.
So you're having to invest in more spaces to get the same stuff, and the quality isn't necessarily there. Like for me personally, I use Amazon Prime
Yeah, that's
Video.
another one. Yeah.
They have good stuff, but their app and interface is crap.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I literally
It's
watch one movie on Amazon Prime and that's it.
It depends what you're using, because I use when I'm using Amazon Prime, the only app that seems to work is the PS4 app.
Wow.
Actually, the smart TV app works well.
I have a smart TV app, but the interface is not great.
I use my iPad and it's fine on my iPad.
I use it on my phone.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
It's the only one that seems to work for me.
But what do you mean by same price? Because if you look at a Skybox, you're looking at £80.
And then
Yeah,
that's
but-
just-
No, but
that's
that's
just
if
the
you
base
have like a
one, isn't it?
sports package.
But even with
like £80, isn't it? Then you have to pay like on top for movies.
Are you joking? For
Yeah.
what?
No, that's what Sky used. That's what Sky used to be.
But
That's what Sky
even-
used to be.
That's what it is.
But even for a base package, you still get a lot of variety that you're having to go into these individual platforms to find.
But the issue with TV was like you had so many channels that weren't watched.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the issue. Like you're talking to a guy, I ain't had a TV in a long time. I don't miss it, you know. I miss the no TV, and it's nice. Life is simpler that way. I watch sports when I have to.
Right.
I got Netflix, which is getting removed.
Yep.
By the time this is out, it would be removed. I've got Prime, and that's about it.
And you're gonna get Disney Plus once it comes out.
And then
I've
there's
been
YouTube.
saying this
Don't
from the
forget
get go.
Yeah.
This is why you get one of those Cody boxes. Have you heard of those?
Yeah, but you know what? For the sake
Cody
of
boxes.
For the sake of
What's that?
conversation,
It's
we're
like-
gonna
it's like,
slide past it, mate.
It's like that.
I'm done.
I know. Explain off camera. It's fine. It's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
Just at the end of the day, doesn't it come back to the same problem? Because if you look at Netflix, there's so many choices, but at the end of the day, sometimes you don't even watch the movie because you spend so much time looking for the movie you want to watch that you just like, you know what, I got better things to do with my time.
Actually, no, my favorite thing about Netflix is adding stuff to my list when I'm actually watching it.
But,
Just spend time.
but you're
with it.
supposed to watch it. The end goal is to watch. But if you spend so much time on the choice and you don't even enjoy watching, like you've lost the, you've lost the.
I literally
point.
just spend time adding stuff to my list and not actually watching.
I don't understand
Just
that.
never use the list wings.
No, I don't understand that.
I know.
Why?
It's fun because there's the excitement of something that you will watch, and then the anticipation of waiting to watch it without actually watching it.
So
What?
Wait, so
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I completely hear her. You sit there, you're like, I'm gonna watch all this stuff on Netflix,
Right.
here, and you gear yourself up like, I'm gonna
Right.
make time for this,
Right.
and then do you know what happens? You have a life.
Amen. Right.
And then you realize, like, you get back there, like, I've downloaded stuff, and then, like, a month later, it's expired. And then I re-download it. I'm like, I can't be asked. Can't be asked. So I think I spend a lot of my time on my Google Play Store. Actually, I just buy a movie every month, and I just have it on my
But
rotation.
you have
Keeping the film.
So you have Netflix.
I know, literally, yeah.
No, but Google Play isn't a subscription
No, you
package.
just buy it individually.
You just buy the movies individually. So I've got like, I think now what did I watch yesterday? Coach Carter.
So it's a bit like on iPhone. You got on Apple. You got you can buy movies on Apple as well.
Yeah, the Apple TV.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
simple.
It's simple,
yeah,
similar
but
stuff.
on Android, it's just,
And the truth is, because if I bought the movie legit, I always find I'll just watch it.
yeah,
But if I've got it on Netflix, I'm not lying. 90% of the stuff you won't watch.
it's true.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
And it
it's-
does actually time out on Netflix, so that not everything is on there permanently.
So basically, just wasting
Yeah.
money.
Yeah,
every
because
month.
Exactly, it's not like it's
it's,
television again.
it's a licenses thing though.
But there's no adverts, so after like 15 minutes, you start seeing people dancing on your screen. You watch the whole thing, you finish it, you know you're done. Which is the beauty of Netflix.
Plus, the issue with Netflix is there's no live element to it, and I think that's what people genuinely miss. Like the
I
live
don't miss the
element.
live element. What
Yeah, I don't
about
miss
you
that
like?
either.
Do you
no.
know why you
I
miss
do
it?
on the
You know
right
why you don't miss it? You don't use Twitter.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, okay, no. For that stuff, I hear
Come
you.
on,
I
you
hear
know
you.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't use
So for example, when Top Boy came out, the biggest
yeah.
mistake they made is to
Drop the
dump
whole
Drop
thing
the whole
everything
thing.
in one
They should
go.
have done like Power, like weekly.
Weekly.
Yeah.
Because weekly would have kept the engagement going. Because looking at the issue people had with so like I always think back to summer 2018, which I think was probably the best summer for Twitter and interactive
Right.
television, right? So you had in the daytime we had the World Cup. The timeline was full.
Oh.
You had the guys chatting. You had football Twitter going off. You had the ladies wondering why they're talking about, say for example, Harry Kane. Why should Kane have passed? I don't get it. Cool. Then it went to 9 o'clock. Love Island. The timeline was full from say 10 through till 11 whenever Love Island ended.
Yeah.
Great.
And then you also would have your game on usually around the same time late, which means that you had a beautiful conflict of interest.
It's just flowing.
Yeah.
And then what the difference now is like with Top Boy and where they missed it is that people couldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Because what have you watched? Someone will mention a plot point, but they've already finished it.
Yeah. And the thing about it is that
And
with
it will start to get sticky. You'll start to get real sticky about
Yeah.
it because it's like, why are you mentioning this? Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
exactly. Yeah.
It got so political.
And the thing about it is that when you like drop an entire series, the interaction, you'll get a heavy amount of interaction for like 1, 2, 3 days, and then it's all gone.
It's on The Witcher as well.
That's if you get.
You're The
That's
Witcher.
if you get
Which
to.
yeah.
That happened with The Witcher. Like
Yeah.
everyone was happy about it for like a week.
No,
Exactly, and then it's done.
That's true. There was
Yeah, so like to Clive's point, when you spread out like with what Power did, every single time an episode of Power was released, it was a talking point for a couple of days,
It's
and then
excited,
it would
yeah.
come back the next week and the next week, and
Fam, he got mad on Twitter on that.
oh
Yeah, but
That's what-
But then Power wasn't good. So
yeah.
Don't disrespect
it
legacy.
ended.
No,
I've seen an episode. So.
no. Here's what I will say.
Don't
with
watch
Power, innit?
I won't.
Season 5
Yeah.
can be completely skipped, and the only thing you need to know is someone died. That's it.
Wow. Okay.
Wow,
But then the
wow.
one thing I don't understand,
Yeah.
if we're complaining about the fact that they released the whole series at once on Netflix, what's the difference between Netflix and TV? Because on
I like
TV,
that.
you have like weekly updates of series. But if now you want Netflix to be doing weekly updates of series, but they just go back to TV then.
Well, I think
So-
And the
I think
truth is, and that's what shows our age in it. I'm not gonna lie to you, like with all due respect, like the young, like generation below, don't care about this stuff. They want the whole stuff in one go.
Yeah, they want
Yeah.
everything.
They
now.
haven't got the
Everything now.
we,
Okay.
We're still used to the TV formula, so it based on what's happening with the show, Some shows need to be one like Black Mirror. You cannot give me a weekly release. I don't care for it that much.
Yeah.
Like, I love Black Mirror, but I need to watch it in the right mood.
But that's because Black Mirror is an event, though.
And that's what I'm saying, man.
Bandersnatch was.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying.
After the episode you told me about, I'm not watching it again, bro. The video game one. Oh, the video game one.
No spoilers.
Let's put it this way: you will look at those two actors a little bit funny.
All I'm, all,
For the rest of their life.
all,
The rest of your life.
I feel for Abdul Mateen Jr. I feel for him.
I was so happy and then I watched
You lot told me about it. You know,
Listen,
actually,
man.
finish season 4 as a result.
listen,
I
man.
refuse to watch season 5. I refuse.
All I'm gonna say. One of my bros after watching the episode, hey Jazz, come online. What? How? I'll pull up. Are you mad? Yo.
Man said, pull up.
Nah, he might like that though.
Yo. Say come online. Those are fighting words now. You can't tell me to come online. Those are fighting.
I'm lying, fam.
Come on, yo, man.
Man got brave on
I
Jazz.
haven't played Tekken since, bro.
It was mad.
Fighting has gone downhill, man. It's a shame.
I can't believe I did that, man.
Black Mirror latest season.
Yeah, it's
a must watch.
What did you guys think about the actual movie? Because I thought
I ain't. You know what? As I said, the minute I heard about that episode, I haven't actually touched Black
no,
Mirror
it's
since.
a whole movie. It's not an episode.
I know, but
really
I'm
good.
not.
Oh, okay.
The one from which had John
With
Hamm.
Bandersnatch.
What the
from-
Bandersnatch one?
No, I've not watched Bandersnatch.
I've watched Bandersnatch, but
I've watched
Bandersnatch
the
is
Christmas movie one before that.
it's too.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
In order to get the entire scope of what happens, you have to watch it too many times. I feel like there's so many okay now replay this to be like this outcome happened. I think I watched it. It came out like around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Last 2 years ago.
Oh, wow, has it been 2 years already?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like.
Wow.
Well, technically, it's just over a year, pretty much, because it was like December 2018 or something.
Yeah,
But-
2 years.
Yeah, yeah.
2020.
No, but you have to get to the end of 2020.
For it to officially be 2 years. Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
I mean,
Same difference.
I mean, there's like a 9-month difference, but okay.
But like, I didn't see the entertainment in it because there was too much. There's
Too many outcomes.
Yeah, exactly.
You play games for that. Do you know what I mean? You play games for that.
But could something like that ever work on TV though? Imagine
No,
On TV.
no, because there's no.
See?
It's no. You'd have to get to a point with TV where it's more interactive, like legit, and you're not gonna get to that point.
No, they did have that for TV. Dubplate drama. Everyone forgets dubplate drama. So
I remember
dubplate drama was
Yeah,
one
I
of the
remember
first
that.
interactive TV shows they had back in
2000.
early 2000s. Yeah.
4, 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dubplate, so DUB, dubplate, and then drama.
It was like a UK scene with all the UK artists.
It sounds familiar.
Actually good.
It
was
was
very
one of the
good.
smartest. So the premise of it was like, yeah, it's basically about the industry and people trying to break into the industry, but you determine the outcome of a character. So there'll be like a scene that says, okay, it will end on like a freeze frame. What happens next? Does he engage with this or B turn away? So you can make someone die. You could determine how good or bad an outcome comes. But what I liked about it, this is like pre-Twitter.
Right.
So if you imagine you take that formula and put it into, say for the new next season of Top Boy, they say, right, does X live or X die? And you determine it. Or even for Shiro's story, if they added that element to it.
Okay, for the record, Top Boy producers, if we see this in the next movie and you don't pay us commission,
Tell us. We're giving away free gems here, man.
Also, like,
We're giving away free gems. We need our money,
There
man.
used to be a BBC game, like it was full revision for something, and they used to have that same element. That game used to be sick, man. You could go to jail. But yeah, like that was kind of interesting. Like you could do madness.
Honestly, it was the best. And I think ultimately with like the whole point of dubplate drama and why it did it that way is because it let you as a young person understand about choices. Because it was all about choices. Everything that happened, like that's when I first found out about Shiesty, the musician, because musicians used to properly rap. It wasn't like N-Dubs were on it before.
N-Dubs were on it. Big Nasty was on it.
It was just it was the scene, but there was no other beef. But you could just feel like everyone was trying to come up and the camaraderie and you actually felt it.
I think Getz and all them artists were on it. Loads of UK artists were on that show. A lot of them made it big as well. So big artists now are done all on that show.
So are we discussing a streaming versus TV battle? Is that the whole thing?
It's just looking at it's just looking at it from like how things have evolved. And for me, it's almost like how they can kind of take into account the social age and add the right elements to make things work. Like a dubplate drama type show would really be good in this era, I think.
because of Twitter, Instagram,
But
all the social medias, and you could go from there. It would
Right,
work.
right, yeah.
100% work.
I
agree with
agree it would work. The only thing now is I think we're about to get to a point next 5-10 years where they're gonna start to clamp down on the freedom of social media
Yes.
Yeah.
because of all the stuff that start to kick off.
It's affecting people's lives a lot.
Nah, you know what it is? I believe that and don't believe that because I feel like social media is a tool
Right.
that people use to show their character.
Yeah.
So like,
That's true.
people are using it to
Hey,
do stuff.
Captain.
Yeah, but there's elements. If you're playing up to that, then that's a part of you that needs to be sorted out. Do you know what I mean? We're complex beings at this point, so it's not something that you can sort of just take at sort of face value that you're just this one person. You're a complex being in a sense. And in terms of with social media, people get really like rowdy and rude and aggressive, but then also can be loving and caring in the same sense. And I think because of because the powers that be don't understand social media.
No,
the
they really
leaders still
don't.
don't understand it.
No.
So they're blaming a tool that has been probably just used to exaggerate people's characters.
Or
And
do
it's-
they know about it and they're just plain ignorant?
Nah, they don't. No,
Mind
but,
games.
no, but you can know about it, but they will never truly understand it because they weren't in the era that brought it up. So they like imagine someone like,
But they made it.
yeah, it's true, but there are people who made it who understand it, and there are people who were around when it was created and still don't understand it.
Yeah, that's true.
And those are the people that are probably ones in power right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why in certain countries where like stuff goes wrong, they will just ban the social media.
Yeah,
Right.
They'll just lock off Twitter, and that's like a scary sort of thing.
yeah.
Shout out them man there. You know who you are. I'm not gonna name you.
Yeah.
And I think that's the element you're getting because obviously things have happened recently, good and bad. I'm not gonna delve in, but
Right.
like it's been given the excuse of social when the truth is that there are standard news articles like the Sun
That have been doing this for decades.
that have been doing trash media for ages, and
Yeah.
all they've done is they've now moved it from papers only to online.
Yeah.
So they've just moved the
They
plan
just
of
moved the
attack.
goalpost basically.
Yeah, and they've expanded like all companies should do. So I think I sure that would work. I'm just concerned that we're gonna get to the point where because people should be made responsible for their actions on social media, for sure. And they're starting to, but like I feel like it has to be done before the clamps get put on it. Because once the clamps
clamps are
get put
coming.
on it,
They're
I
coming.
don't know.
But then it's like
Because it's still free. It's
yeah,
still
it's
free.
free.
It's
No, but-
still free. And that the truth is, it comes down to they want to make money off social media.
But then is free speech sort of free to be?
It's never been free.
Never, no, it's never.
Like
been
because
free.
like
That's always just been
are
a
we
phrase.
are we all individuals as individuals? Are we all accountable for each other or like?
Yeah.
But that's the issue.
I think-
Someone, if you're not accountable to anyone, then you just do a madness.
Well, then how do you set the boundaries? Or
We're not gonna have that choice. Someone's gonna do it.
How is it going to be a boss or someone higher up's going to do it?
Because that's the thing. Like, if you're going for a job interview,
Yeah.
they background check your socials.
100%.
So yeah, they do. They back. I remember I when I was going for not this job, the previous one I had. Mine cleansed his Twitter. Cleansed it.
Are you worried?
Cleansed it. Because
I have nothing to
No
hide.
one can find
Same
me.
here.
I don't
I
have
own
no
every
social
tweet
media.
I
None
cleansed
of my
it.
social media.
2016
I've none.
December.
They won't believe it.
I just cleansed.
It's only my
Twitter.
LinkedIn. That's
I
all
cleansed
it is.
it. Like not because
I can do stuff.
I was afraid of something coming up, but more because I just didn't know because you've lived a long life up to that point. So a lot of stuff that may have happened, you just don't remember. You could have retweeted something you didn't even think about. And
Yeah.
that's the thing that can come back to haunt you later
Yeah,
on.
true.
And they'll never tell you that's what cost you the job.
That's why I love bookmarking.
Yeah.
You
Very
just bookmark
important.
the madness and don't have to worry
Very
about it.
important. Very
it's
important.
But then is it fair to judge somebody on their past mistakes? Because
Yes.
the me of yesterday is not the me of today.
No, but then it happens. It happens.
This is the society. This is the society we live in, though. This is the society we live
This is
in.
the world we live in at the moment.
Yeah.
People be dragging up tweets from like
In-
2012 and be
Yeah.
like,
You're
"You're
It's happened to a lot. It's happened to a lot.
Which one? Which one?
Exactly, the Kevin Hart one.
No, it was like 10
No,
years
but
ago.
Kevin Hart was different.
Because he's made a lot of mistakes.
My Kevin Hart was different. One, it wasn't the first.
Yeah.
And two,
True.
instead of dealing with it, not because it's for him, it wasn't the apology
So he said he wasn't going to apologise.
No, but he did first though.
Was this before he was about to host something and then
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was taken off?
Oscars.
yeah.
No, he went on and he talked about it, and there was a way you could have handled it that would have dealt with it. He chose to be arrogant. That's his loss. I've watched a documentary. He messed it up because the way you deal with a controversy. That's what's been costing everyone. Because they've not dealt with it properly, half-assed apologies, barely showing any. And the thing is, it's not the fact that you made the mistake that's always going to take you out. If you don't address it properly afterwards, you haven't shown growth.
Or you try
So
to
it's
excuses.
basically like the emotion in it. Like if you're like very apologetic and very down to earth, I said I'm really sorry, I didn't mean what I meant. But the way how he came about it, like, no,
it was
I don't
arrogance.
care.
It was shit arrogance.
It happened. I've said it. It's out there. What are you gonna do about it, kind of thing.
And I think if you take that back to like streaming, in a sense where like Kevin Hart, everybody who's had a career that's turbulent, they've always done a documentary.
Oh, yep.
It's like the go-to save yourself package.
Yep.
Yeah. Last still paid.
That pays.
Yep. It's
Yeah,
very
of course, Kevin Hart. When I saw the documentary, I was like, oh, he's messed up. I knew it. I watched it because I'm intrigued because obviously like, because I always question, is it to save face, or is it because you genuinely want a situation where like you're showing like your life so far? And I always go with number one because it does change perception.
Yeah.
Because people then see your side of the story.
True.
But it also can be skewed very carefully. As you wish. And Kevin Hart wouldn't have made it to TV with that documentary for facts. I guarantee he doesn't get on TV with that documentary.
Yeah, no.
It had to be Netflix.
Yeah, true.
So
Or maybe they showed the documentary to show their struggle, to show that it's not just an overnight success. You know?
it's true, but the timing is always the thing you have to look out for. Kevin Hart documentary very soon after the Oscar stuff.
Yeah.
It was like within it was within 12 months.
You got a good point there.
It was within 12 months. And I always say when they drop the documentary, check the timelines.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, I knew what it was about. I watched it anyway because I've always his journey's been interesting, so I wanted to see more. But
Of course, yeah.
number one, he was a executive producer on it, which means he chose to cut and what not to cut.
It's not a genuine look at him.
So
So,
if someone studying him, then it would have been.
That's different.
So basically, you think the reason why they did the documentary is damage control, basically.
Of course.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
And the thing is this: if you don't feel like you have anything to defend, then why you doing a 4 or 5 part documentary
It's true.
on and then getting paid for it on Netflix?
Yep.
If it was a genuine thing, you drop on YouTube. Genuinely speaking, you drop on YouTube for free.
No, but you have to think about it. Everything comes down to the money.
Yeah, it's true, but then it's not genuine.
But Kevin,
Everything comes down to the money. So the fact that it's possibly genuine is not the focus.
Yeah, but
Money is
No,
the
but
focus.
there is
And you have to understand that publicity, good or bad, is publicity.
no, but for him it wasn't because that Oscar thing was. You have to remember, like the guy has a company now, isn't it?
Yeah.
As an example, he has a company which is wants to produce stuff and work with people. Now it's not good about publicity. Now there's actually a difference between what you want, because someone has to decide to work with you on a movie.
Yeah.
It's not like you're just working for yourself anymore. If you have a tour, people under you, and to produce movies, you can't have a mixed bag like that because someone who have to work with you and take that on with them.
Right.
So
that reputation will
yeah,
take
the stench.
will kind of
the stench or the good smell. Like they have to make a choice in good government because I've seen you like you know what I mean. It can work again
work
for
both
you
ways.
against.
For
Mike
against
Tyson,
you,
perfect example, had a horrible thing. He's turned his perception around dramatically the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Entering the
Really
last,
different person.
Yeah.
Can
Not
we go
completely
somewhere
different. That
for
Michael
a
Blackson
second?
thing was a bit of a madness.
So based on your argument, somebody like R. Kelly.
Ooh.
okay, cool. I like the reason why I'm not gonna step into this because I haven't backed R. Kelly since mid 2000s.
Okay, hold on.
That's
I do
true.
not so.
That's true.
Disclaimer.
R. Kelly's been cancelled for a minute now. He's been cancelled for a minute.
Disclaimer.
All I know is this. I haven't.
Anything, Mike.
My thing is like okay, here's the thing with him, innit? It's where's the change?
There's been no,
Where's the change?
no admittance, no nothing.
Got worse.
He got worse, literally.
Has he had time to change?
I mean, it's
a lot.
man's getting away with madness since the 90s, bro.
I'm
And
saying,
then
but
2020 now.
Yeah, but that's the thing. From the minute,
Wow,
the minute
something
right
like that.
from like mid-2000s, I ain't backed it from a personal point of view.
Yeah.
So from my point of view now, I'm not surprised. And just to be honest, it's just the takeout. People keep getting taken out left, right, and centre nowadays, isn't it?
Yes, literally.
Cancel culture.
Cancel culture is on a run right now.
And I
It's on a
don't.
run. Most people have known, or people who were like listen to his stuff or aware of his stuff, have known about this stuff from like early 2000s at least.
And actually sung along with him.
Exactly.
Yep.
Some people
There's
still
some
make the
songs that are dodgy.
Oh.
But the thing is as well, because he had a lot of money, and he was and not only because he had a lot of money, he was making money for the record company
That's
as
what
well.
I'm saying. People
They didn't really care.
So they
They,
took him out.
they had a blind eye.
The
to
minute
it.
he
Like-
couldn't make money anymore, they took him out.
Literally, yeah.
He had
He's-
talent.
So I have
He-
talent, so I can do whatever
No,
I
no,
want.
he's
There's
supremely
still
talented.
Some songs that he sang, I still want to sing, but I don't know if I can sing them.
No.
Heresy.
Sing them with your chest if you like.
Yeah.
But just know we will look at you with condemnation.
Hey, all I'm saying, R. Kelly's supremely talented. He has not made a song lit enough for me to sing it after what he's done.
I
in my
believe I
person-
can fly. No.
I don't listen.
That's
Okay.
Fly to jail. I don't care. I don't care, bro.
No.
What's that?
What that song is based on?
Fly like an
I
eagle.
believe
sing.
I
What? I believe I can fly.
Yeah,
Nah,
I believe I
man.
That film's ruined.
Nah.
Nah, it's not. Do you know why? I just play Seal. It's fine. Fly like an eagle is better than the song anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Better
That's
song
true.
anyway. Better song anyway.
He has not made a song
I'm
lit
saying.
enough for me
But
to
not even
like.
that. You
look
play that
past his
song and you
stuff.
listen to MJ and you watch MJ. It's done. It's done. I don't just believe I can fly. Fly like an eagle.
Yeah,
Fam, it's
man.
done. It's done.
But MJ made that. Michael Jordan made that film still. So
I'm saying.
forget.
Like,
I mean, it wasn't a good film. It just had nice songs and
Yeah.
Michael Jordan in it. Literally.
Fam,
Yeah,
that soundtrack still bangs.
Hey,
Except
man.
for obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Except for R. Kelly.
Yeah. But in
Trash.
terms of like the streaming and the
So that's the point, because he also had his Surviving R. Kelly thing on Netflix, no?
Uh-huh.
So
That
that's
wasn't him though. He didn't make that.
Doesn't matter.
still
Someone
a-
endorsed him.
But there's another one
They're
that
not
came.
endorsing him.
There's basically there's a
anymore.
part 2 that came out recently. I watched
How
part
long
2.
was that?
It's like 4 episodes of part 2.
Yeah.
It's a long one.
Why
like,
so much?
But I don't even
more,
know.
'Cause it's deep.
It starts.
Basically, more people are coming out talking about what he did to them, and more
He has a
allegations
cult.
are coming
Yeah,
out.
but here's the issue though, and I say this because I have to allude to Michael Jackson himself, innit?
Oh,
Yeah.
When there's money to be made for talking,
People
will
will
talk.
Yeah.
The Michael Jackson documentary got destroyed in 2 weeks after it came out. Everyone's like, cancel MJ, cancel MJ. I've seen this guy win a court case,
Yep.
Yeah.
a serious court case.
I saw the FBI
Twice.
investigate him and find nothing.
And then the only reason why they came for him because they want the Neverland Ranch.
Of course, and they took it, and they got
They got the Beatles catalog back because the family were arguing too much. That Neverland Ranch is what they want. Is what they want.
And
Yeah.
they
The
got it.
documentary came out
Yeah.
within 2 weeks. One guy said he
lied.
because the truth is this: if they were being honest about what is in the documentary,
Yeah.
both could be done for perjury.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Lying
And
on
the worst thing is
Lying on the
and
stand.
basically he's
Lying on
not
the
allowed to defend himself, so we
He's
can't.
a dead man.
So you can't.
Rest
you
in
can't,
peace,
That's what I'm
innit?
saying. So
No,
what they
this
tried.
is R. Kelly one though. I swear his family kicked the bed on that.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I'm not.
You haven't seen it?
With me, I'm not an R. Kelly guy,
No. But if you haven't watched it, I recommend it.
bruv.
It's
I'll
really-
watch it, but I feel like I've known this stuff since mid 2000s. I watched a Boondocks episode that told me what it was, and then I'm still here now.
I watched the.
Reliable source.
And
Oh, no.
Dave Chappelle
Trust
talked
me.
about it as well.
Exactly.
Boondocks had it covered.
Hey,
It
man.
had it covered.
Is the reliable.
Yes,
That's what I'm
Boondocks is
saying.
the reliable
Boondocks
source.
is the
Hollywood
real
Boondocks hasn't
show.
told a lie yet, realistically.
You know what I'm saying? It bangs.
Come on.
Boondocks bang.
Yeah.
Boondocks
that-
hasn't told one lie yet. That's all I'm gonna say. They
Boondocks
haven't
has told
one
no
lie.
lies.
No lies.
And
No
they did it so
lies.
swiftly.
Facts. They've
And it
called
was
out
direct.
Oprah.
Yep.
And it's been now proven to be.
Oh, it's
Facts.
What did they call
Oprah,
her?
Gail
Oprah?
King, both of them out here.
What did
Trash.
they call her?
Do your research.
Okay.
Hey.
I accept. I am here to
You
learn.
answered that question now.
Yeah, no.
I'm here to learn.
Yeah, no. Just to sum up real quick, they called out Oprah on essentially trying to destroy the black community, or trying to destroy black males.
That and the BET.
That and BET.
That and BET. And the
She's had a
truth
history of doing this. Her.
is- episode
She has a history
about
of
bang still. I'm saying
Black
Boondocks.
Eve.
Boondocks. I'm not gonna lie.
And
Boondock's never been
a lot
on.
of people don't know about Red Table Talks, which is why I brought it up, is because she's a
Oh,
producer.
yeah.
Is a producer on that. So
Really?
the credibility of that platform is a bit.
Well, the funny thing is, I didn't know about this until last week, the Oprah's involvement in Red Table Talk. The minute I found out and I saw the comments, everyone's like, oh, I'm watching Red Table Talk now. Like, before, I was just watching it. Now I'm watching it, you know what I mean? Like, now they're trying to
Because
see
the issue
the
with
undertones and
Why
everything
did
that's
they keep
happening.
that quiet?
But then the platform's also changed. Because Red Table Talks used to just be, I view
It
it
used to be
as
a very
like
simple show. It used to be very,
Yeah.
like,
a
straight.
show that was discussing issues, but with a perspective of 3 generations of women covering the same issue.
Yeah.
And so for that, it was more enlightening. Like
Right.
when Will Smith went onto it, that was the beginning of the shift.
Yeah.
Now it's a platform for redemption.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, yes,
yeah, exactly.
yes.
So Jordan Woods was protection,
Yep.
and then everyone since then it's just redemption arcs.
Like,
I've done
let
something bad.
let me explain my side.
Let me
Pretty
explain. Let's rename it. Let me explain.
Yeah.
With Kevin Hart. Hi guys, welcome to Let Me Explain.
Man had to,
Kevin Hart.
man had to
Now
drop
over
the
to
Kevin Hart in there,
Now over to
boy.
the Smiths.
There you go.
Nah, because the truth is there has to be a platform where people can tell
That's true.
their truth.
Mm.
It
No,
can't-
but they'll start
it
to
can't-
say one thing and
No, but that's the truth though. Like you have to look at the fact that the Oprah take on the black. I'm not gonna delve into that because there's still
The Oprah thing is very deep.
Because I know, but we still need to prove it. Do you see what I mean? Like you can see it,
What proof do you need?
bruv. It's until I see it in black and white. Like I agree with the takedown. I think it's legit happening. But with all this stuff, it comes to like dots your I's and cross the T's or
She
whatever.
won't dot no eyes for nobody. She's too smart and too.
I'm
rich.
not saying for her. I'm saying we need to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Like that. That's what it's with.
Did-
On
did-
behalf
did-
of.
Did anybody see the Snoop Dogg thing the other day about?
With Gayle King.
Yeah, about the Kobe thing.
Yeah, no, well, I mean,
that was poor.
if we're just gonna be honest, what Snoop Dogg said was out of line. Like the part where he delved outside of Kobe was out of line.
Yes.
The stuff he said about Gayle King and how she handled the Kobe situation was dead on.
The truth
He
is,
was right.
True,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
and the issue with the Kobe, that in particular is that stuff that Kobe went through in 04 almost cost him an Oscar.
Yeah,
Almost cost him his career.
Yeah, but he would play regardless.
he would have played
I
regardless.
guarantee
Yeah,
he
yeah.
would have played it. He just
Yeah.
it cost him 3 MVPs, but like
Ooh.
we're not gonna get into that. And then
Damn you, Steve Nash.
And then what 15, 14 years after it happened, almost cost him an Oscar.
Yep.
And there are people that have done some stuff that have won multiple Oscars.
And
And
let's,
they haven't
Weinstein.
even had their background delved into.
yeah,
And even when it's come out, they still get to keep the Oscar.
and
So
and
what is the one predominant factor about these people?
Oh, of course.
They're black.
Of course, innit?
Okay.
We agree, but for legal reasons.
It's true. Like the same way that Kevin Hart got taken out of the Oscars. What's his name? What's the guy who did the Golden Globes this year? What's his name?
Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. It guarantee Ricky had made the same mistake or done something else. I guarantee you would have hosted them Oscars and then flamed everyone who cast him out.
But I think the difference is with
That's
Ricky,
wild,
with
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais is consistent.
yeah, Ricky Gervais hasn't
Like
always been on crap.
when you're always like that, it's kind of he's mocked everyone. So
Yeah.
you can't then go after him and say, look. It's like Seth MacFarlane. What can you
You
hold
can't-
against him?
yeah.
He's mocked Jewish people, which he's Jewish. He's mocked everyone.
Yeah, if you mock your own at that point, it's just
That's it.
all
Yeah.
guns, it's all what's it called? Bets are off.
Well, can you imagine for a second, if this is how it is when we have Netflix and Amazon Prime, can you imagine what streaming or something else will be like in like 20 years?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's gonna be a
I
mad.
mean, I'll put it this
Would
way.
TV even be an...
Nah,
would that even be a question
No,
anymore?
it's like
I'm-
you even see with like the Premier League's going to streaming now.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, the truth is this: TV is almost dead.
It's,
And
it's
what-
on live support.
And
It's on live
and
support.
when I say that, I mean, so based on advertising, you do based on impressions, innit?
Right.
It's not based on how long they spend watching the thing. It's eyes on. Now, I've always questioned how TV do their impressions because how do they gauge an impression?
Exactly.
Like, wasn't it? Because it's not like you do it based on an estimation that someone has watched something that day.
No, but now we have smart TVs that watch you.
No, no, but even then,
wow.
It's
even
sort of
then,
like stations or
it's an estimation about who's watching this. Smart TVs there's tech way beyond, but I'm guaranteed they're not using that when they're doing their estimations. So say for example, like out of home is like what I work at the moment. you estimate there are going to be like 40,000 people that go for a station, which means we
In
are
a city or in a...
any station in it, like Charing Cross Station, for example, like because London's a big place. Like London's, 40,000 is not. If you think about it, in the big picture of London, that's a village.
Right.
So like, if you assume they're gonna have 40,000 people go for the station, and that's how they do the impressions. TV's the same. You assume that you're gonna get this many people watching the channel, and then you're gonna base your adverts based on that. So you tell the advertiser, Cadbury's, for example, you're gonna get like 40,000 or whatever watching that advert at that time. Even though you're probably gonna get 5% at most that watch it through, that are sitting at the table, that are like actually caring about what's on the TV at that point during the advert.
A lot of people use it in the background.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
Right.
does it matter? Because apparently, I heard recently that Coca-Cola, the company,
Yeah.
that they don't want you to be watching. They just need you to be. They just need it to be at the back somewhere.
They got
Yeah.
scientists.
They get scientists on
They
that
got
one,
scientists.
yeah. But there's a difference between sitting. I want to jump in, but like, there's a difference between having it in the background and not being there at all. And a lot of times in the advert break, you're not even sitting in the room.
Right.
You're going to do something else, and it's not really in the forefront of your mind.
Speak for yourself. I don't move from that chair.
I do. I used to do it a lot. I used to be like, advert break, cool, I'm done. Like
Advert break, toilet
Sky
break, snack break.
Sky
There
Plus
you go.
HD. I'd pause it, come back and fast
True.
forward to live.
True. That is so true.
That was a deal back.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you skipped to the...
That's what I'm saying.
Or you
So
change the station and just come
yeah, you
back.
got to come back. Like, I cut, jump to music, hear a banging song, come back and then watch it again. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not really sitting there. So that's what I'm saying. Like with TV, you've had your shows that are banged recently, and a lot of it is reality TV on steroids. Like,
and well written shows.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I know, but like
so the
if you say
best-
please
Game,
don't say Love Island.
it don't say
because-
Game of Thrones either.
That's reality.
Don't say Game of Thrones.
excuse you.
Don't say
Season-
Game of Thrones.
Don't say Game of Thrones.
Don't say Game of Thrones.
Season 8.
No.
Season 8.
I'm saying that because you don't understand the heartbreak of that absolute trap. Those
Yeah,
two,
no,
you know what? So those people who believe in karma, it has everything has course
7-digit
corrected
trash.
because they lost their gig at Star Wars, thank
Yep.
God,
Yeah.
and then their other project got cancelled. So you know
That's
what?
because of racist.
That too, but this is what happens. You don't respect the people who invested years into a platform. No, actually, the best show that came out last year for me was Watchmen on HBO.
Yes,
Oh.
Watchmen is amazing.
So is it actually
Watchmen
good?
is amazing.
Cinematography,
Watch it.
story,
Watch it. It's
the build up. Basically, I've never watched a series before or a show before where in one series the story is done and there's no loose ends. Even though it ends
There's only
on a
one season.
cliffhanger, the show's done. You don't have to continue it because it's
Right.
finished.
It gives you
It
what you
doesn't
want.
matter. The
Hold
answer
on,
doesn't
hold on.
matter.
Everyone needs to watch it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is this Watchmen based off of the superhero group Watchmen? Or
But the difference between this and the movie is this is actually true to the comic. So the movie,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
incident,
okay.
the Dr. Manhattan incident is not correct.
It's
Right,
aliens.
yeah.
It was meant to be squids from
Yeah.
that came down and caused the incident in New York.
Oh,
But the
okay.
movie made it like the guy made a bomb that's like Manhattan and blew everything up. But this is actually true to the comics. But I don't really want to go into too much what it's about. But they deal with a lot of stuff
Yeah,
which you
spoil
can.
it, spoil it.
No. But they deal with a lot of stuff which you can kind of project onto today's society, and you can see how easily the elements that they bring up can be prevalent and how they deal with it.
Okay.
There's a lot to do with race, but it's done in a very, very clever way.
Nice.
To the extent when you're just like, no. Well, yeah, but there's over and there's subtle. But then when it hits the crux,
Yeah.
your mind is like,
It cranks it up, like it just goes.
it just makes you just go, what? And then you stop and you think, this is actually possible.
Oh, okay.
Like, and that's the frightening thing. But it's good to see it how they played it out.
Interesting.
It's a really
Really well written.
Question for you. Do you think... So, when they released it, was it released on TV or...
TV, yeah, on HBO.
Yeah,
Yeah.
HBO.
And it was on Sky Atlantic over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's sure. Okay.
Best series I watched last year by far. Obviously, Game of Thrones would have,
good.
but
If
by,
it was
by
good,
episode
exactly.
5, we started to know that these brothers had given up.
Like, what?
Alright, here's
Game of Thrones.
here's my personal thought of Game of Thrones, not of 8-7. I'm not gonna speak for 8-7. Utter trash. Thank you. Let's move on.
Oh wow! Wow. Okay.
I personally endorse his statement. I endorse that, fully.
Just to
With my
catch it,
chest.
I think that I
Power
think-
was trash too.
So
yeah,
the biggest issue of Game of Thrones is this, that it didn't respect the background story. I mean, to the extent when the writers even admit they didn't even read up on some of the character history, some of the background of the lore of the actual series, which explains why certain things happen. Like, I don't have an issue with the ending. My biggest issue is how they got there and the relevance of one of the most important story plot lines for the whole thing. If they'd resolved that, the ending would have been fine. Personally,
Mad.
it would have because
Neither have I.
without spoiling
You're
it.
judging without watching the.
Absolutely.
I was on Twitter.
I don't need to watch. I haven't watched either,
I
bro.
was on Twitter.
And the reason why I say it's really bad how they did it is if you think about the whole Hodor storyline, because for the longest we've always wondered why is this guy saying Hodor, what's going on? Then we found out how the whole Hodor thing happened, right?
Yeah.
You take that one example and you extrapolate out for the rest of the series, it would explain the ending. If the ending makes sense if
They saw that
how Hodor was made, that same person controlled everything behind the scenes, which is what I think it is, but you don't see that.
Well, the last book isn't even finished yet.
Exactly. But that's what I think. But because, and I'll say this, because there's a character in the past called Bran the Builder.
Yeah.
And there's a theory that Bran is Bran,
yeah.
which would make sense because then it would be like it would all make sense. But they rushed it.
For those
Anyway.
who don't watch Game of Thrones, it's like watching Star Wars, all three movies. That's it.
Yeah.
The last one where they refused to tell us what Finn was, and we.
No.
Do you know they're making another trilogy, right?
No. Before you finish,
The guys got fired from that. They're still making it.
I'm furious.
It's a prequel trilogy. Though.
No.
A prequel to the first prequel.
Wait, a prequel to 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Knights of the Republic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going
into.
Oh, okay.
No. Do you know why it can't work? And I'm gonna speak from personal experience on this one. The last 2 Star Wars movies I've slept.
Oh,
I haven't seen the final one yet.
No.
Don't bother.
Let me finish.
Utter disappointment.
The second one, I slept during the casino scene. Do you know what I realized? I missed nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Literally.
That casino scene, yeah.
We wasting money, bro, man.
You know when you have a
No, that one was on my cinema card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It literally with an edit house showing off.
Literally.
Like, it was unnecessary.
That's why I slept. But then cool.
You know,
Like the third one. Me and Jazz paid £30 for the 4DX experience.
Oh my
Bought
days.
popcorn and glasses.
Guys.
For Star Wars,
Listen.
I went in with like.
Bro, my cinema card is gone at this point. I was trying to sort it out. Imagine I'm in the chair doing this. In the back of my head. I still slept 15 minutes.
No, it's mad. Yeah. So like we're in our chairs. The chairs are like rocking back and forth.
Yeah.
All this and like we're being sprayed with water. And I'm like, this is interesting, isn't it, Dan? I turn around, Dan. How is he asleep?
Dad was knocked out,
He
boy.
was out. I'm like, that's how you know this movie is bad. We're being shaken around, like turbulence shaking around. And my guy's like, oh, this is boring.
No, we're getting the fake rain on the thing and the back of the head like that. Bro, I slept. I slept.
Awful.
Man spent £30 as well.
I've watched movies tired and enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
It's not a thing. I watched Joker, I was tired. Trust me, I was alright.
Yeah.
Basically, the movie was boring, basically.
Trash.
Yeah.
Disney.
The first 45 minutes of that film, it felt like 2 films cut together. Trying to explain.
There's a statement I want to make on Star Wars. Like, I'm not allowed to make, but Jazz knows exactly what I'm going with the statement. And I can't make it.
Yep,
I can't make it.
Don't.
It's insensitive. I can't make it.
So
He made it before. Horrible response.
But I was right, though.
I think that just
Dead
shows
right.
that sometimes when
Dead
it
right,
comes down to
literally.
any of these kind of creative stuff, you have to have the right project. It's not just a case of like the right source material. We got to bring it all together, and it's got to kind of fit, and it's got to flow right. Because it's easy to just want to make something, but
Yeah, and the
the
truth is
market.
not everyone should be allowed to make stuff. I'm sorry.
And Star Wars is very, very sacred to the extent where even George Lucas has gotten hell for 4, 5, 6. George Lucas got hell for 5 and 6.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did.
And then when he redid 1 and 4, they were like, "We don't like what you've done. Change it." And it's just so people hold it very, very, very precious.
Star Wars is held
especially
in a different
because
level.
of what it brought into the world, into like Dolby Digital and stuff. Like it's a pioneer for a lot of
Also,
stuff.
but if there was no Star Wars, there'd be no Pixar.
Facts.
True.
Facts. But if we get back to the streaming,
Not even more Apple.
that's true.
Yeah.
But we get back to the battle of the streaming.
Good.
I guess the next question. I guess for Craig actually, because I see you.
Oh my days.
Like, in terms of, because you got your YouTube, your Twitch. What's got that's bare.
Twitch.
TikTok.
Yeah, Twitch is.
Twitch is a streaming platform.
Yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
It was for gaming, but now it's.
for all sorts.
Nah, it's something else.
Wait, is it like a?
How many disclaimers do we need?
No, not even that.
Is it
So
like
when-
an OnlyFans light or something?
Yeah.
Well, what happened now?
Yes.
Nah, so basically,
Go on,
the
explain some of the
the big
was it the,
Any game,
I thought it was for gaming.
any game you're watching, will have a very attractive woman playing it, but wearing minimal clothing.
And there's no need.
Literally no need.
It
Is
is
this-
censored OnlyFans. That's
So
what it
this
is.
is modern. So this is modern day pseudo prostitution. I don't know. What do you?
Oh, wow.
I mean, you're no, but
I like
you're
you,
paying to
mate.
support
I
that.
like it.
Modern day with technology behind you. Go for it.
Wow, I do not endorse this at all. I'm withdrawing my name from. I'm not in agreement.
Hold on.
Hold on. Does anyone remember when that lady sold her bathwater? She did.
Yes, that was creepy. Yes, yeah. Oh my
That was
days.
Twitch as well.
Someone
That was
someone
Twitch.
sold-
That was
someone
Twitch, yeah.
sold her bathwater. Yeah.
Gave a girl bathwater.
People were buying it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Everyone
Yo.
who bids should get
it was
around
like
it.
It was like $50 or
And it
something.
tested positive for herpes in it as well.
What?
Excuse me.
No. Are you serious?
Cut the camera. Cut the camera.
No.
No, I don't.
The same girl.
I do not believe you. I do not believe you. I do.
We've lost all control. It's done.
Wow.
It's done. Yo.
Wow.
Okay.
I heard people were drinking it, bro. No.
Drinking STD?
People were drinking it. People were drinking it.
Excuse me.
Obviously,
Like,
this is the extreme. This is the
maybe I don't know what STD is.
No, you know what it is.
I know what it is.
Why
Okay.
would
It's
you
the shock.
Okay.
I don't want to.
I don't want to know that.
All
I
I
don't want
know
to
is
know that
this.
answer.
All I know is this. When Ninja left the
extreme.
Twitch platform, Ninja's like a huge gamer for everyone, like Fortnite gamer. What they promoted on his channel when he left? Hoy.
Where is he now?
He's on a different platform. I think he's getting Mixer. Yeah, Mixer.
another one.
Okay, can I ask a controversial?
I mean,
Throw
we
it out, let's
Well,
I mean, we have cross controversy. We are fully in we are fully there now. You know what I'm saying?
Like scantily clad women, if they had like muscle brothers.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But the world wouldn't discuss it as much.
No.
Because that's just how the world works at the moment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You know, Terry Crews has ruined it for all of us.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
But yeah, so like platforms like Twitch and then obviously YouTube and
So you're saying the platform will not work if they were more dressed up?
no, I'm saying that, but they don't seem to
That's
care.
what they're saying.
They no.
Really,
Basically,
that's
so
what they're saying.
the thing with Twitch is literally down to donations.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to is donations.
Okay.
So then how? Yeah.
I don't know about if they can get sponsors. I've not really looked into it, but I know.
Yeah, I think you can get.
They can get sponsors, as far as I'm aware.
But it works on usually on active donations and people donating to your stream. So how do you get donations?
Oh right.
If your if you don't trust your content, like same with YouTube.
But you have to be. But then it's like you have to be.
No,
You have to be into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like that. I feel that that's for a specific.
But the gaming community are huge.
I'm a gamer. But
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
But there's levels of it though. There's
Bro,
levels. There's
I
levels.
understand that, but like,
It's not something I would do. Like
but give for example,
playing my game,
You are
breathing heavily,
you are on
inappropriately.
Twitch.
no, but
Yo, this dude.
Yo.
but you
Now you
know,
finish your point. finish your point.
but you're not the demographic they're aiming for.
Yeah, that's
Say
true.
it's on Fortnite. That's not your age group.
Yeah. They aiming for like
That's-
12,
that's-
13-year-olds who have nothing
Who
else
are
to do.
about to hit puberty,
Okay.
and that's what they're seeing.
So
Yeah.
okay. But then that's
And then I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that opens up a whole nother level of conversation about like restrictiveness.
yeah,
and-
that's the danger. Of,
But that's that's part of today, to be fair. But like, it opens a whole other conversation about what you allow on these platforms and basic terms and conditions. Like, because YouTube got gunned down for
Yes,
that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
they still ain't fixed it.
The apocalypse and all that.
No,
Yeah.
no, YouTube's a mess.
I know, and they still ain't fixed it. Quite frankly, it's somehow managed to get worse.
Well, Daniel was saying that. What's your timeline for YouTube's death? Because you were saying it's coming, right?
I gave it. Was it 2 years?
YouTube?
What?
You gave it longer
gave
than
it-
that. You said like 5. Yeah.
No, I don't know what. I don't know what I said. I don't
Are
remember
you
what I
saying
said.
2 years from now? Because I think you did say 5 at the time.
I said at the time, yeah. And the
And
joke.
2 years in from that point. So
Yeah, we got 3 years to
No.
go.
a year and a bit.
Why would you?
Just drop the clip in, innit?
Because of how everyone's if you see everyone's moving away from YouTube quite
And you know the
slowly.
archive's
Like they're
there.
moving to other platforms to put their stuff on because there's no money
Think
anymore.
about Facebook. When Facebook came out, everybody was on Facebook. Now Facebook is for
No, but
No.
But the counter is they now on WhatsApp, Instagram. It's done.
And the counter is
just the platform.
I know, but then they expanded to own Instagram and WhatsApp, and now
Yeah, they cover every
and
demographic, pretty much.
now Facebook's for a certain demographic, Insta's for a certain demographic. I think they're
Yeah.
I think
Facebook on the top 4 apps.
And the counter is that only the perception of people leaving Facebook was a thing. Like people left, but when people left, more people came back. So like if you look at the numbers, Facebook still has like the most interaction of like any social media site as far as I'm aware.
But isn't that like down to Nigerian scammers?
No. That's
Yeah, no, put it down.
silly. Yo.
Because
That was a joke.
no.
That
The war
was a
started.
joke.
The war started.
Oh, she said Nigerian scammers. Well done. Well done. Oh, wow. Jesus.
that is the title, guys. It's Facebook
I was
big
actually
due to
joking.
that.
Oh,
Chidi, we
my
appreciate the
days.
clickbait. Thank you.
There you go. Perfect.
That's it.
Oh,
But
man.
I'm
no,
Ghanaian.
no, you're not.
You're not from Ghana.
This makes it worse.
Oh, my days.
Gonna get us shut down.
It's fine. They won the Jollof War. Who cares at this
There
point?
you go.
Yeah.
They won the Jollof War. Who cares?
But yeah, like I mean, like especially speaking on like platforms and projects and stuff. For you, Clive, so you're working on a lot of stuff now
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
What's been the process for you in terms of like creating the stuff, and also what are you creating,
Well,
and so where do you want to kind of put it?
well,
Good.
like-
No, before you go, good switch up.
Well,
Clive. I like that. Well done. Good
Yeah,
switch
yeah,
up.
good segue.
Transition on 100. I like it.
To make it obvious, just
Smooth
you
transition.
got tech time.
Hey,
That's so nice.
Slow burn, isn't it?
There you go.
I said that.
Patent.
No, like what I've been trying to do recently is collaborate with other creatives. So I'm fortunate to work with, be friends with a lot of great people. People do VFX, people do editing, make music, goes on. And I was even more fortunate for my best friend to get a studio built in his back garden, which we could take pictures and record music in. So our new project is going to be.
Sorry, there's something going on.
Why are you laughing?
That's the set hit your nose.
Sorry, carry on.
Kai,
Continue. Yeah.
To do,
Yeah.
I'm Floyd.
Yeah, you're good.
it's not you. Trust me.
Yeah. I'm feeling better. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Continue.
Right. So the next project we're releasing either next week, I think. We've got something filmed, but it's going to be called The Interview, where we have three.
Craig, put your shoes on, please.
Chidi, please.
Chichi, what's up?
Like the level of disrespect.
Yeah.
What happens? Wait,
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what she's laughing.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry.
Mosquito, but like,
No, you know what it is. I'm zoomed in on you, yeah, and I just hear this in the back, and then I get shifts, and I'm like,
we're ready yet?
yeah, we're good.
Flow, bro.
We're good. Flow with it.
Craig, put your shoes on, please. Put your shoes on, please.
I think it's the living room, Craig. It's on the living room. Put them back on, bruv. Put them back on. You're so Jamaican, bruv. It's on the living room.
You're such a cowboy. Such a cowboy.
Yo, man. You get me?
Such a cowboy.
Bro, nothing wrong with my shoes, man. You know, it's like taking a piss.
Does his feet smell? I don't know. What's the issue?
My feet don't smell, man.
I'm asking.
Bring that.
I was actually laughing at Jazz's face.
Why?
The reaction to,
That's just with the shoes.
and because I was looking over there, you were sorry.
You know what? The backstory on the joke is that we've had this joke privately before, and it's come out in a podcast, and now we're laughing like Craig. That's what it is. Kai, please
I
carry
was
on.
not laughing.
No. Jazz was laughing at Craig. So yeah. Kai,
And
please
Chidi
carry
was
on.
laughing at Jazz.
Jazz.
It was a domino
Expression.
effect.
Right.
Domino effect.
But
yeah.
now let's show respect to our second
Decorum.
time guest.
Decorum.
Sorry, so
Let's
sorry.
show
Kai.
respect to our second time guest. You know
There
what
you
I'm
go.
saying?
There you go.
Like Kai, please carry on.
The floor is yours.
Let's all try and maintain ourselves
Yeah.
for another couple minutes.
Yeah.
Ain't cool.
Where was I?
You were talking
Your
about
partner.
your.
At the studio, you are taking pictures
Yeah, good.
and music.
Yeah.
So we're gonna launch a series where a DJ can come in and record a 20-minute set. Has to be one take. Any genre of music they want to play, but they have to come in as they're going to dress for their interpretation of job interview. So,
Okay.
like a guy can come in a suit, like he's going to actually do a proper job interview, but instead they play their set. But we've got 3 cameras, like 2 stationary and 1 free roam in the middle. So always get like proper professional footage for it.
Right.
DJ doesn't have to pay a thing. So they come in, do their set, leave, and then that's one episode. So we got 2 episodes ready at the moment.
That's a sick concept. Actually.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sick concept.
Yeah, because we were sitting at that space because like we chilled that studio as well. We were just sitting there, and I looked around me. I was like, why haven't we done anything yet? We've got people who can mix music. We have turntables, everything. But like, why don't we just record something and start making it consistent?
Yeah.
And yeah, like hopefully when the first 2 episodes drop, like it'll get the attention of anyone really who wants to come on the show really. But all they need to do is email the email was out for it.
Right.
Saying, yeah, I want to come on. Then
Do you have the email that you can give to us? Kai, can you drop at the bottom?
Nice.
Yeah. Give you good the email, drop at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'll give you the. Well, we haven't
Yes.
made the email yet.
For those who can't.
So you're telling me I'm
Yeah.
bruv, I gassed you.
Oh,
I gave
yeah,
I gave you the hookup, bruv.
Yeah.
Bruv, just say you have the email. The time it comes out, the email's there, bruv. I
good point.
tried.
That's true. Hey, listen. By the time this drops, the email's his regardless.
By the time it drops, yeah.
Ah, cool.
At least we filmed the thing before I've said this.
There you go,
That would
there
be
you go,
awkward.
there you
That
go.
would be very awkward.
There you go.
But yeah, that's just going to be the first sort of series we're doing. Then we're going to move on to make more like just music videos and everything.
Nice.
My friend has just released an album, an EP. He's filming the music video today, which I'm not at, unfortunately.
My bad.
Yeah. Scheduling issues.
Of course, yeah.
You get to be a part of Eightseven.
There you go.
Yeah. No. This is way better. This is way better.
There
I
you
shouldn't say that.
But you shouldn't say that. No.
Beep. It's fine. By the time this comes out, the timelines won't make sense, and that's all that matters.
This is all going to be under RM because all of us who are involved in the project is from the postcode RM, which is Romford.
Okay.
Where's Romford?
Oh, it's basically the
If
last.
you say London, I'm gonna come.
It's
I'm
the
flying
last
over.
borough before you get to Essex. Is that alright?
After London or?
Yeah,
It's outside
it is
London.
the London borough of Havery.
No, it's not
It is.
London.
It is a London borough.
I will fly off this chair.
It's
not
I mean, I would like to see it too. I like to see it too.
But if it's a London borough, it does.
It's not a London borough. No,
It says,
It's London borough of Havery.
it's
say
not the
no
London.
more.
Bruv.
A25.
Say no more.
No,
Right, would you consider Barking London?
No.
barely,
Barking
very
is
barely.
Barking is London.
20 minutes from Barking.
Barking is London though.
Yeah.
No.
Barking is East London.
No, Barking is the station's London. As you travel out of the ghetto, it's no longer London.
Yo.
Wait.
You should.
Where you said the ghetto?
If you live
Oh,
in Barking and you're watching, feel free to sacrifice.
Hey, man.
That's-
In the comments.
Feel free to educate Daniel
If you
on,
li-
on
Hold
Barking,
on.
please.
That's-
Here's a little alleged history, geography sort of lesson. Basically, when Out London grew all of its postcodes, they just changed it to the London Borough. That's why like a lot of postcodes like HA and RM are actually technically still in London.
Yeah,
It's just like London out.
Exactly.
I appreciate
When I-
history.
when I-
You answered that.
And basically,
You know what? Well done.
Exactly. Come on, man. Come on, bro.
Well done.
Man,
Completely
fool him.
rejected. Completely rejected the history.
When I fill in, so when I buy something online, I put as my city, London, and no problems.
It turns up in it.
It's
turns
all
up,
just
it turns
politics, bruv.
No, but if it's within the M25, it's London.
Yeah,
Bruv, I don't want to
simple.
give you London because I have to start to think about what I give London. I'm a simple guy. I'm clearly London, and I'm giving this part, bruv. No, you know what? I'm off podcast.
Right.
This will be a long
This
argument.
is going to be an argument.
Of course, controversy.
Apparently, yeah.
I really
I
have.
just wanted to know where Romford
Look, I'm backing it. It's London because I had to go through that at uni. So, Elizabeth, Joe.
Call outs.
There's no
Call
words.
outs.
Call outs.
Call outs.
No ats. No atting.
There
No
you go.
They know who they are.
Don't give us the backstory. Okay, baby.
They tried to say I didn't live in London because I live in HA, but listen,
Where's HA?
Harrow.
Harrow.
But Harrow is London.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
like
Yeah.
Romford.
Anyway, we continue.
There you go.
Can I get to Romford in under an hour
Yeah.
by
What?
public transport?
Yes.
How?
Go to Liverpool Street, get a train.
Run it down.
TFL.
TFLRL.
Yes.
At what point in the line does it go from zones whatever to 9, 10?
It's zone 5.
Was it? Okay.
You know you get a pass.
Yeah.
H
I
was zone 5, you get a pass.
9, 10. There's no zone 9 and 10.
No, there is. Watford zone 9. So yeah.
Watford does not count.
No. On the Met line.
Yeah,
on
but
the-
Watford doesn't. Watford, come on.
Is that
It's Hertford.
Yeah,
Watford.
Amersham
Watford
zone
is
9.
not London. No, it's not.
Yeah,
We draw a line. Watford is the hard line. No. It's not London.
It's not.
Watford and Hertfordshire.
but-
This behaviour is being filmed.
It's not London though.
What the
No,
Watford's not London.
It's true. It's not London, but it's
Hertfordshire.
also zone 9 on the Metropolitan line. Cool.
That's fine, but once you get past zone 5 and 6, it's a bit fugazi.
You
So
get, you
nine,
know, you
no.
get a pass. You say zone 5. I'll back down the argument because Edgware is zone 5, and I question that sometimes.
And then, so even like, you know,
But
when
Edgware's
Crossrail's
northwest
done,
London though.
But Crossrail's
No,
done,
but
you get to
Edgware-
Watford in like
Stanwish.
from 20 minutes from like Farringdon. From Crossrail's done.
Where's Farringdon?
Farringdon is central.
There you go.
Farringdon is very central.
That's a
Very
metropolitan.
central.
Oh, if you go on the Metropolitan line, it takes you to, yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw
yeah,
it,
yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
Chidi, we give you a pass. It's your first time.
I have no idea how this conversation devolved into like what is what in London.
Mate, no.
There you go. That's the starting point. That's the starting point. Yeah,
You
man.
have a chance to say where it was.
I'm saying.
Don't tell me.
Let on, bruv.
Straight